Hey, I'm Marcus.
I'm Rhaiu. And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, and this is episode 254. That Marcus was supposed to read that part, and so I'm going on to the next one. This is episode 254 of the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Don't forget, if you're looking for more Nerds community content and you want to continue the conversation with us, join our Discord. The link is in the show notes below.
And this week's episode is about new consoles coming out. It's not consoles, it's not consoles, or is it consoles? Marcus will never know how to pronounce it for the rest of the show. But seriously, Marcus cannot be more excited at the thought of getting his hands on a PlayStation 5. No, not a PlayStation 5 controller, a PlayStation 6 controller.
Get out of here.
Where the thumbsticks are even closer together. Marcus's thumbs will be stretched to the max. And the Switch 2 is absolutely nothing different from a Switch 1, except you've got a $100 more MSRP price tag. So that is what this episode will be all about. But first, Marcus, what have you been up to?
That intro, everybody, is what you get when Nick is completely non-Ron Burgundy and off the cuff. That's what that is. It was mediocre at best.
Yeah, that was a little all over the place.
I'm gonna get right into it. So I've been playing a shit ton of Elden Ring. So a couple of parts of Elden Ring. I finished Ronnie's quest line finally. I beat this thing called like the Nostrella. It was in the Lake of Rot. So basically, imagine going to a lake and everything in that lake is this scarlet rot and you fucking die everywhere you go. Okay. It is possibly the worst place I've ever been. Okay.
Okay.
And so I beat that boss and started kind of going through, and this game is so incredible. I kind of will say, I feel like, Nick, this is like Skyrim level for you of like exploring.
Yeah,
right?
100%. That's exactly the same type of game. Well,
right.
Not really.
Well, I know what you.
Yes.
So I finished that, and then I went through this like hallway after beating this boss, which is boss arena. So this boss had like
dragon skin soldier.
No, let me. I will link it. No.
Remember what it was called? I mean, it says the Dragonkin Soldier of Nostrella.
Hold on.
The underground main boss fight.
I'm gonna find it. No, it's the. This is so bad. Right. Here we go. This one.
What's it called? Tell me what you got. Tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
I'm gonna just link it to you.
On which platform? Just put it right in the chat of this recording software.
Yeah, this is so
the old
bad.
Riverside. Nothing like listening to Marcus Google something with the fastest two fingers in Western Mass. First 30 seconds of the show.
Okay, so anyway, so it's somewhere in there. It's the boss. Whatever. If you Google that, it's Estelle.
Okay.
So anyway, so this boss arena is you're in like a ankle deep water everywhere you go. And it's all stars everywhere. Like, it's fucking beautiful. This boss is a skull-faced scorpion.
Okay.
The boss itself, arena and boss fight and music is fucking sick. Pretty rad, right?
Okay.
So I finally beat that boss. I I tried to beat him a couple times, and like I didn't beat him because I was tired, and it was just I was just needed to skate better, right? Like I just needed to skate better. So yeah,
This
so
is cool.
yeah, so I finally beat him, and then I went through this like pathway to the next area, and it took me to the Ansel River and the Soviet River, which is like and like there's a whole underground Nokron city. Like this shit was mind-boggling to me, all of the shit that I found through this quest line. So I finally get through. I get to a whole new area that I wanted to get to. I remember asking when I first played this game to Atrax, like, I can't figure out how to get there. And he was like, dude, you're going to get there eventually anyway.
Okay.
And I'm like, really? He's like, yes, you're going to get there. Don't worry. Like, just keep going. So I did. Dude, my mind was blown when I finally got here. Like, blown that I made it to this point.
Yeah.
And so I beat that and did all the shit I wanted to do there. And now I'm in Lindell, which is like Boston is to Massachusetts, or what's the capital of North Carolina? Raleigh or Charlotte?
Raleigh's the capital.
Okay.
Charlotte's South Carolina?
Nope. Charlotte is just another major city.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going to say, Charlotte is in
All
North
right.
Carolina, right?
I'm
Okay.
just, yeah. So it's like the Raleigh of North Carolina, or the whatever.
Yeah.
Philly is to Pennsylvania, whatever. So my point is, I'm in Lindell, the capital, and it is hard. And what I mean by that is not that the enemies are hard.
But
They're
you're
harder. But what's hard is that they have, how do I say this? There's minimum like bonfires or graces that you can go to save your progress. And I haven't found any.
Okay.
So I have made it pretty far into the city, and then I fucking die. And I'm wah, 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 wah.
That's why don't you just Google where to find one?
But that's not the fun part of it.
Yeah, but after a while, just Google it, find one,
So,
and then don't look up anymore. You know what I mean?
well, right. Like, so that's what I'm going to do the next time I play, which should be tomorrow.
Yeah.
I really, like, dude, I made it so far into, like, I think I made it into, like, the middle of the city because I found one of those fucking tree avatar bullshit motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in, like, a city street. So it's, like, not real wide. And this tree takes up the whole fucking thing. And you got to run away from his attacks in the middle of the arena. And that was right at the end before I died, and then I had to 20 minutes back. And I was just like, and I beat it, and I did it, and I went back, and I died again, and I said, I'm going to shut this off for tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to destroy this fucking controller. This game sucks. 1 hour later, I was back in Lindell. Okay.
And we're back.
Yeah. So I've been playing Elden Ring. Like, when I say I've been playing a lot, I think maybe this week I played like 3.5 hours. That's all I've had time for, but it felt good to do it. The bad part is my laptop is at its end of its reign.
Yeah, mine is too, actually.
Like, it has a 1660 Ti or whatever the fuck it was.
That was
And-
terrible when you got it. You're like,
No,
it's only 3 years old. It'll be fine.
No. It was okay when I first got it because the card was new.
1660 Ti came out in
No,
2012.
No, then it's not that. Well, it's not 1660. What was that weird card that they came out with after the 1080p, the 1080i?
Yeah, it's the GeForce 1660 Ti is a performance segments graphics card by NVIDIA, launched on February 22nd, 2010.
It can't. My computer, my laptop is not that old.
Dude, can you just upgrade?
No, dude.
It's
Find a list.
It's 2019. It's
Is
5
it one of
years
those Think Smart
I'm
laptops that government and
I'm
public
just-
school employees keep?
old. I'm just fucking with you. Hey, I like my Dell laptop. Thank you very much. No, ThinkPad is what you're thinking of. Did Rhaiu just laugh so hard he turned his lights off? Oh, there he goes. All right, there it is. He's just cut out his. He laughed so hard his internet cut out. He came right back.
All right. But anyway, so, what year is this? 2005. Fuck.
I got
I can't.
2019.
No. I just want a list of the fucking GPUs, full list. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, it is the 1660.
Yes, I just said that.
Did it really come out in 2010?
No, did you weren't paying attention to that whole time? I said no.
No.
I'm just kidding. It's 2019, 5 years ago.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Sorry. So I didn't
Turn those headphones up.
I did not heads up, Rhaiu's recording will continue on a new track.
Yes.
Why?
Because his internet just cut. I just said that. What have you been doing?
Dude, I know. I'm saying it because
you're not paying attention to anything but whatever you were reading.
that's correct. I can't do two things at once, man.
All right, so then just do the podcast. Oh my
Anyways, so what I was saying to you is I can't do two things at once.
God. Clearly.
Yeah, no, I can't. So I'm playing on the 1660 and it's starting to dog. I mean, I think the laptop itself is tired. I mean, I use that shit a lot.
Yeah.
Between the podcast and gaming on like traveling, like it got used a lot. And so now I have new Alienware.
What'd you get?
It's got an i7 with a 4070 in it.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's very solid. What size? 15?
16.
16? Oh, okay. Very nice.
It was on like crazy Christmas in July sale, so I purchased it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was time, and with everything going on in my life right now, between moving and trying to figure out like getting settled into like a new house and stuff, I'm looking forward to like being able to like use the laptop, because for a little while until my office is done, I'll be recording the podcast with the laptop and all that stuff. So I'm pretty pumped for that. I'm really excited. It's going to sound ridiculous. I ordered my new pants today because I'm like 2 pant sizes down.
Woo, woo.
And I was at a store today at work and they had like Carhartt, the brand. You guys know what Carhartt is, obviously, I hope.
Yes.
Rhaiu doesn't talk. So he podcasts, but he doesn't actually talk. He just talks and like shakes his head in silence.
I just do sign language. I'm just here to, oogle Marcus's, new body. That's all I'm here for.
Anyway, so I was at the store and they had a shit ton of clearance stuff. And usually like Carhartt shirts are like $40. They were on clearance for $13.
That's sweet.
So no joke. I was like a 2X, 3X like size.
Okay.
And my new shirts are XL and they fit good.
Woo, woo.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
I am probably about an XL fatness, but I've got a long torso. And so like shirts are, unless they're the tall version, they always are like belly shirts on me, or if I wash them once, they shrink up. So I always go 2X on the t-shirts.
That's understandable. Yeah. For sure.
The occasional 3X if it runs small. Like hoodies are definitely a 2X. So I have some 3X hoodies, but those are like the around the house. Like those are too big, but those are really comfy. You know what I mean? You've got the like kind of loose. That's like it's a hoodie in public, and then there's like, all right, this is a little ridiculous, and that's the like the extra eating soup on a snowing day kind of shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, so that's what's been going on with me. Rhaiu, what is up, dude?
Oh man, it's good to be back. I missed you guys.
Yeah, it's nice to sit in front of the microphone, and hopefully there'll be no mice incidents.
Bear,
Yeah.
the strange man is at the desk again.
All right, so I'm just gonna let everybody know I have saved that direct audio from
Oh,
me,
gosh.
Rhaiu, and Fetta's conversation of
Me.
what happened, like during our conversations, because there was a point where Nick was gone, and we
Yeah.
heard screaming and yelling,
Oh yeah.
and then the lights turned off in the hallway behind him.
Yeah.
And like then they turned on,
Okay.
and it was the funniest thing because we saw your body go, but then the whole everything went dark, and we were like, "Did Nick just get chopped up?" Dude, it was so funny, dude.
That is funny.
It was really funny. But anyway, Ray, what's up, man?
Oh yeah. So I've been playing a lot of college football 25.
Nice.
It's been 10 years since a college football game dropped, so I am all in.
Sweet.
It's been a fun experience. Gone through the road to glory. So that's where you create your player, you do whatever position is you want, but then now you get to choose how you want to go into college. So you could be a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star. And with that comes the varying difficulties of being a starter immediately in a very bad program or in a very good program, all the way to underdog where it doesn't matter. You're a 2-star recruit. You're not playing. You have to work your way up.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of fun. I started a couple of dynasties, which is you're starting as the head coach for the college of your choice, rebuild the program. A couple of buddies and myself from work, we started that. It's been a fun process. We didn't want to go necessarily as far as a 1-star program or as easy as a 5-star program. So we decided, hey, let's only pick colleges in North Carolina. It's like,
Okay.
we have to stick with that.
That
Which has
sounds
been
fun.
It's actually a lot of fun. I was surprised at the ranks of the programs, and they use the most current data so that you recognize some of the names if you watch college football or you've been to those colleges. But I ended up getting Duke University. My buddy ended up with Wake Forest University.
Okay.
So it's a little, it's funny too, because I'm not too far from Duke University. He's not too far from Wake Forest. So it's like, those are the teams that we pull for as fans anyway. So it's interesting to play against him and see who he recruits, how I recruit, all that kind of stuff. And these dynasties can go up to 32 people. So if you want to, you could have 32 people playing the same dynasties, all trying to recruit, build, do all that. It can get hectic, but it's a fun experience.
I watched a few videos on the YouTubes about the college football.
Okay.
And the one thing that I'll say that they did unbelievable is the stadiums. Dude, when you're walk into I watched a video, it was Penn State.
Oh yeah, the whiteout game.
Yes.
That is
The
hard.
whiteout game is
play at.
crazy.
And then there was one where it was UCLA. Dude, the crowd noise was so loud that they had the opposing team was playing.
Yep.
And they were trying to do stuff, but it was so loud that the screen was
All
messing
jumbled
them.
and stuff,
Yes,
so you couldn't see their audibles and stuff.
right, and
Yeah.
it was wild. And I think it was cool. I'm not a big fan of football games on video games, but if Rhaiu was streaming it, I would enjoy watching him play it because I love watching football.
Yeah.
I just don't play it.
That makes sense.
No.
I think that would be fun. I used to like Madden way back when, but I haven't played it at all recently. But Marcus, can you get off your computer? I can hear
I just started
Windows
it, and
Cortana talking to you.
dude, it literally.
I just wanted to play with my new toy.
No,
It's
I just
Christmas
turned.
morning.
Dude, no, I just turned it on, and
Well,
it's automatically narrating. So, but
Anyway, so
Don't
yeah,
turn it
you're
on.
absolutely right. The Penn State games are a nightmare. It's really cool though to see the stadium ranks, because as you go into those places, you'll see like which ones are the hardest difficulty to play at. Penn State being the absolute hardest, which is surprising. I figured that, you know, like going into Michigan or even like Miami or Alabama would be harder. Nope, Penn State and Texas A&M are the hardest places to play. So
wow, yeah.
Really?
Yep, those are the two colleges that for some reason those are some diehard fans.
Really?
They must have, like, I'm assuming they did a little bit of research on it to, like, stop. They're not just like making those the hardest ones out of nowhere, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, and I don't know if you guys watch college football, because I watch it consistently whenever it's on. But if you look at like Penn State during those whiteout games, that is a loud place. You can hardly hear the broadcasters. That's how loud that stadium gets.
Yeah.
So.
It's
That's crazy.
But I would say I think this is a true statement. I would say the South is more college football based, where we live, we're not really big college football fans as a whole. Or I don't personally know. I don't know. I personally don't know a ton of people that are like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, no. And I don't know, like, it might be a Southern thing, just because for me, anything's football. I mean, I grew up playing Pop Warner football through middle school, high school ball, all that kind of stuff. It was just, like, if you're in a small enough town, you know, Friday nights, you're not doing anything. You're going to the local high school to watch the guys play ball. It's
that is true.
Something you do.
A friend of mine moved to Arkansas, and he was in Fayetteville, where the University of Arkansas was. But dude, when we went to the Walmart, they sold high school jerseys in Walmart.
What?
Like the high school team had jerseys.
Huh.
I believe it.
In the
100%
Walmart.
I believe that.
All right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, outside of college football, the First Descendant.
How's that going?
Oh man, that has that has been a grind. It reminds me of my early days playing Warframe.
Really?
And oh yeah, absolutely. I would go hard at trying to unlock stuff, because my goal with this is to go to go as far as I can without spending any kind of money. So I don't want to have to pay for anything outside of the battle pass, because that'll be my little, you know, the developers are doing a great job. Let me give them some money.
Yep.
And maybe some cosmetic skins here and there, but excuse me.
You hear noise in the back or music?
I hear like something vibrating. Somebody's phone ringing?
Nope.
Text message?
Nope.
Oh, that was weird, huh?
I do not know.
So yeah, grinding that out has been a fun experience, getting the characters, some legendary weapons. They're already releasing a new one in August. We're going to get to see Luna, who her abilities are interesting. She's more of a rhythm and beat kind of support person. So there's a character actually from Warframe that was similar to it. Like as you would move, if it was like moving in tune with the rhythm of whatever song it is that's being played, then, you know, the buffs would be stronger and all that kind of thing. So it's an interesting idea, and I'm curious to see how they're going to incorporate it in this. And that we're also going to be getting a new legendary weapon, a new ultimate of Valby, who is the water descendant. We're also getting a new intercept mission, so that's the big boss fight, so that's going to be really cool. So there's already, I mean, the game's been out just a little bit. August, we're getting brand new stuff out the gate. The developers have been really open with the communication, even when there are cheese farms that the community has found and they're like, oh, this is the fastest way to get gold and resources and all that. The developers have already come out and say, oh, we're not going to nerf it. We're going to fix it so that way there are other options in addition to what you guys have found.
Well, that's a really interesting take. It's like, okay, guys, yeah, you can cheese this, but what if you could do it like this?
Right.
No,
that's interesting.
That's what I think is really cool, that they're taking that perspective, because I know there are a lot of developers that would have been, oh, well, we got to nerf it. That's not what we wanted you guys to do.
Right.
So that's been a lot of fun. Once Human released, oh man, I sunk 11 hours in that game, and I will not be returning to it. I can't play
What?
that game.
Oh,
Really?
tell us why.
That is so. Once Human being a survival base builder, but also an MMO, the way that they did the base building is terrible. It really is, because there's no flat level terrain for you to actually build on. So if you try to put a wall up, but you're on a hill, well, it clips weird. And then the wall doesn't really do its job because you and other people can jump over that fence. So it defeats the purpose of having the fence. And then there's times where it will let you build on thin air, and you could have just a floating fence for no reason whatsoever. And again, it doesn't do its job. People can just walk up underneath of it. So that building aspect has really bothered me a lot. The clipping is also something that's been very frustrating. Like, even as simple to try to put on a couple of roof tiles, there's no way to get it. You have to literally sit here. I think I spent 5 minutes trying to get one roof panel to clip on, so that way it would complete the building and it would stop raining in my base. It's just like trying to like figure out where the camera goes, because you would think it goes right where your reticle's at, but nope, that's not how it works. It's this weird, bizarre thing that's frustrated me to no end. The way that they're doing the wipes, the seasons before they wipe the game, and that's whatever server you're on, is 6 weeks. So you have 6 weeks to make progress, and then it's gone. And to me, that's way too short for a game like this, where the whole purpose is to progressively get stronger, to take on these missions, to fight harder things, which is where that MMO feel comes to it, because there are dungeons, there's group content, there's different skill trees you can go into and things like that. So I'm like, okay, but the wiping mechanic just leaves a bad taste, because it's like, I'm going to put all this effort in for 6 weeks, and then I'm going to come on for that 7th week, and now all that progress is gone. So that's something that's been frustrating. The fact that the servers, that whenever you sign into the game and it asks, okay, here's the server list. Well, the server population is skewed in a very bad way, because if anyone, like let's say Nick booted it on for the first time to play with us for one night, and then Nick didn't play it again. Well, based on that server and him selecting that server, well, that spot is now permanently gone. Even if Nick never signed back onto it, that spot is taken away from anyone else.
That's bizarre.
What?
Yep. You have to wait until the wipe in 6 weeks to then, now you can go play with your friends.
Huh.
So that's something that, especially you get into the world,
That's
you go
tough.
through the same tutorial.
Yeah.
And when you drop in, the first thing they want you to do is, build a base. Well, you see all of these like very small temporary bases that players have built that you don't know if they're coming back to it, if they're gone forever, but that is a spot on that server permanently
Right.
that is gone from somebody else. So,
Wow. So I just downloaded it because I wanted to try it, but I'm not a big base builder kind of a guy. Like, I can get down with the survival part of it and the MMO part of it, but base building is not for me.
yeah. Well,
I
you
get
don't you don't have to do the base building. It's recommended that you do, just because you're going to have these they're not deviations or deviants, which is essentially Pal World's take on, or I'm sorry, Once Humans take on the Pal World's, PAL that you can capture, and then you bring it back to your base, and then they're going to go get the wood and the stone and do all this stuff for you. So that's where the advantage is in having something of a base, because you have to take that deviant back to your base, register it at your base, and then they'll do stuff for you.
Okay.
So that's really the only reason. Now, again, I'm not a fan of it just because there's been so many turnoffs and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. But I do encourage people to play it yourself. Like, Marcus, definitely give it a try. See if you like how it feels. I don't like the energy thing. It's another resource that I have to manage in addition to food and water and disease and health. And There's too many menus going on. This game is going to be a mobile game at some point. There's a pre-registration on their website, and I'm just like, I'm turned off by this. I'm not going to play it.
But here's the thing. For me, I'm not going to play it because I'm already turned off. And if I have 9 hours a week, I can play a video game, or 6 hours or 3 hours a week. I am not going to play a game that I instantly am turned off by.
Yep. Yeah.
That's fair. But in good news, Throne and Liberty beta. God, that was a fun week.
What is that about?
Throne and Liberty. Oh, man. So it's more of a traditional MMO. It's a tab targeter. So Star Wars: Old Republic, World of Warcraft. The idea behind it is you are this, like every MMO, you're the chosen one. You're the one that's going to save the world, the castle, the whatever. And you go out, you follow the stories, you go into these different areas, saving people and all that. You fight the big baddie. The thing that appeals to me so much about this game, one, the combat system. This combat system is something that I would say rivals New World. New World has one of the best combat systems for MMOs, in my opinion. With the weapon swapping and the ability swapping that Throne and Liberty has incorporated, it makes it to where the weapons feel seamless together. What I mean by that is, during the beta, I chose to play the longbow, which is the equivalent of a sniper, and I chose close range for daggers. I didn't know going into this beta that the abilities could be used if you weren't using the weapon that the ability was attached to.
Mm-hmm.
For the daggers, they have a poison ability. I read the ability and missed it, but it says any weapon attack will now do poison damage, including my longbow attacks. So now I'm able to trigger that from the dagger tree using my longbow and poison somebody from further behind. I also didn't notice you're able to use those abilities without having the weapon equipped. So, for example, the dagger has a smoke bomb. So if your team is getting attacked, you drop the smoke bomb. Well, now your whole team turns invisible and can readjust and
wait,
regroup.
everybody?
Everybody.
See, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
that right.
body. Yeah. Rock your body right.
I think that is a sweet.
Working class nerds. All right, now I'm done.
I think that's sweet. That is a nice feature of something that seems not like a big deal, but it is a big deal, and it's pretty awesome.
And I the more that I played the beta, the more that I learned what they were going for with the combat. Now, naturally, there is a weapon swapping mechanic if you want to. More than welcome to do so. There is weapon proficiencies or weapon masteries with this.
I have a quick question before we move on from the weapon features. The most important question for is Marcus going to play this is there weapon degradation? Because if that mechanic is there, Marcus is not.
Well, that's a great call.
No, there's not.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in.
And he's in. It was getting real touch and go there for a bit, but...
Yep. Nick, thank you for bringing that up.
You're very welcome. All right, Ray, you clicked the button again, so he's freaking out. Oh, and resetting. And resetting more. And resetting more. And now I hear... Eee! I don't know what you did. Just say something, because I can see you just fine. Hello?
Go to your...
Nope.
Does the settings work?
I mean, the settings work. See, now it's coming through this mic. I don't know what's going on anymore.
That's strange.
I don't know. I think my daughter might have gotten underneath and started unplugging things.
Strange. That is likely.
Anyway. So
You're not on the right microphone.
Is it on that one? Yeah, it's on that one. Does
So
that
your
sound
other
terrible?
your other mic just stopped working? That's bizarre.
Well, because it's the XLR mic, so it has that audio jack in it. So if my daughter was messing with it, she
So
more
why
than
don't you
likely
go under your
plugged
desk
something.
and make sure?
Yeah, you just got to plug it in. I know your beard can't weigh that much that you can't bend over.
It is that heavy.
It's just. I know Rhaiu's growing his beard out to donate it to.
Man, I
The,
wish I could do that.
Children without chin crumb catchers. I got nothing. I was going for alliteration because like locks of love is a little alliteration for hair. I got nothing for a beard. For the beard, whatever the beard version of locks of love would be. That's what I was going for. This break in the conversation is brought to you by not recording in 3 weeks. The official reason for technical difficulties of working class nerds. Marcus, don't you just love
A bargain?
the best flavor of technical difficulties? Which is, of course, not recording in 3 weeks. That'll be that is the best cause of technical difficulties.
But technically, yeah. Well, while we wait for him to plug it in.
Okay, now that your mic is working correctly, we're back. Well, not really. You switched to a consistently working mic, so here we are.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Technical difficulties.
Dude,
family,
do you know how
all
many
that jazz.
technical difficulties we've had over the years? You're good.
I can only
Yeah.
imagine. So Throne of
Right.
Liberty, the weapon swapping with the combat system, the weapon mastery. That's what I wanted. That's where I was at. The weapon mastery is really cool because inside the weapon itself, there are 3 different paths that you can take, and in those paths of the weapons, it affects your playstyle. So, for example, the longbow has a sniper tree, which is increasing your damage range, your criticals, and things like that. And there is actually a support tree that you're more focused on buffing your allies, debuffing the enemies, and it focuses more on ability usage than actual damage. So someone who decides to play a healer could essentially run the longbow just to keep their range and utilize the support tree. So again, there's 3 of those. There's 7 weapons at launch. So there's a lot of content already there just in the weapons. Then you get into the crafting side of it. You get into the world exploration. So you have your dungeons, you have your open world events. I don't know. I guess it would be like SWTOR's like seasonal events, how you can go to like Tatooine for stuff. This one is more like it's on a timed schedule sort of thing. So it's like, hey, on this day at this time, this boss is going to appear in this area. That's going to drop, these limited rewards, and he'll be
That's
back
cool.
around, next week or something like that. Those events are fun. It's a really cool way to like, if you're out just progressing in your story and you happen to be where these events are, it's like, oh, cool, I can do this, get some extra resources, XP sort of thing. It's really fun.
I really love this feature. The only thing that I'll say that stinks about this kind of a feature is the FOMO. So if it's out of your work time, like you can't because like, hey, this boss is going to be available from 3 to 5 Australian time. Like, and you miss out because you're at work, that kind of sucks. But if they're like, hey, for the next 24 hours, Rhaiu boss is available, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I hope that's what they do with it. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on that. My goal going into the beta, I just wanted to push the content. Like, I wanted to see...
No, you wanted to...
Shit.
Rhaiu playing a ton of content?
And pushing it as far as he can go. No way. I
Who
don't
would have thought?
Well, because this beta was a little bit longer, so there was more time. So I was able to get my beta character to max, which was level 50 for this. So I was really excited to see the story up to that point, see what this kind of was going to start looking like if I got to endgame. And I'm not disappointed. The first dungeon has a group check mechanic that it's going to make it hard to do with public groups unless you already have someone in your group that has already done this. Like, I spent 20 minutes on the last boss of that first dungeon trying to figure, like, what are we missing? Because it has a one-shot mechanic. And we're like, what are we missing? What are we missing? We figured it out, and I was like, God, that's annoying. But it's really cool because it forces you to work together as a team on these things.
Then figure it out.
Yeah. So then there is the PvP. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Seeing the different combinations for how people wanted to play into PvP, and the fact that now there is a transformation mechanic in the game where if you want to run fast, you transform into like a lion. If you want to fly, you're transform into an eagle, or if you're swimming, you're an otter. These are just some of the base skins. There will be more transformations in the future, but can you transform into a Super Saiyan?
Oh,
well, actually, there is something like that. You can transform into a more powerful version of something.
Ah.
So,
wow.
That's something that you'll get as you progress through the story, which was actually really cool. So the first transformation that we got in the beta was just increasing your defenses, which was a lot of fun for some of those tankier players who wanted to like run in and ego challenge bosses. It made it really fun watching it happen. But you could transform into those things in the middle of your PvP combat. So I'm picturing like a healer who needs to get away, they transform and they just start running faster to get out of combat. Or they jump off a cliff and they transform into the eagle to relocate.
See, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah. And the PvP, now there are arenas, but it's mainly these certain locations for guilds and everything. There's a certain location that becomes available, and it's based on your server time. So if you're on the East Coast or the West Coast or whatever, those times are when those points are available, and it's just a massive guild fight. Like guild versus guild versus guild. It doesn't matter. The person who captures it at the end gets to hang their banner there. And it's not like it blocks it off and it's like a 50 by 50 range. Nope. It's PvP on this spot. If you're walking in there, you're going to die. So it lets people know, don't go into that area. And it's really cool just because of the terrain.
The danger zone.
Oh my God.
Highway to the danger zone. Danger zone.
Nick's just got his karaoke pants on tonight.
I think he does.
Well, I haven't been in front of a microphone in a long time, and I don't count the mouse incident episode. That was recorded on June 11th, and then last week we took off so that we could actually get the podcast released.
Yeah.
Wow, that was bad. That sounded like I was vomiting. Anyways, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Anyway, so the game's a lot of fun. It releases on September the 17th. So I will be jumping right in. It is going to be a free-to-play game. It's across all platforms. So,
oh boy,
I'm excited. It's another one. That and TFD is going to be the two main games for me for a little while.
Whoop, whoop.
Nick, what you been up to, bud?
So I got engaged. That's a thing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the 13th, Saturday. Yeah, the Saturday after the mouse incident. So that's exciting. DK427's the forever commander now. Or I don't know what I don't know the Star Wars analogy for that. But yeah, no, that's exciting. I'm happy about that. It's nice to like have the official title, you know what I mean?
She's the warden of the Imperial prison forever.
Yes. But that works. That's funny. But no, it's fun. We went on like a whole engagement announcement tour inadvertently. So proposed Saturday during the day, then or like Saturday evening, and like right before we did it in or I should say, I proposed in the park that Taylor would walk with Callie, our dog that passed away recently, all the time. And like in Callie's favorite spot, there was like a bench where we would stop, or where they would stop, I should say, and just hang out a bit before they would go back home. Well, I was planning on doing it there, and we were just like going to walk in the park. And then we happened to go by that bench, and someone had already laid like 2 long stem roses on the bench, and it was not me at all. It was like a random act of kindness kind of thing. So that was kind of cool. It was like Callie was market her doggy stamp of approval from heaven. So that was cool. Nice touching moment. But then it like, it's like a chef's kiss to be doing that there anyways. And then so my parents had texted us like an hour before that saying like, hey, do you want to grab dinner? They live like 20 minutes away. So like, oh, perfect. Did that, then went to dinner, didn't say anything. And Taylor was just like, waited for them to notice the ring on her finger.
That's pretty funny.
And they're like, oh my God. Then the next day, went out to dinner with my parents. We left at like, I think we were getting out of there. It was it was like 10 o'clock or so. And Taylor texted her sister and mom and brother like, hey, you guys going to be home? They live a couple towns over. We're just going to stop by. And it's 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday, and nobody batted an eyelash that we wanted to just hang out for an hour or something. So we go over, and then same thing. Taylor didn't say anything. Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? Hey, what are you guys up to? And they like sit on the couch, and they're like, oh my God. And they noticed her hand. They didn't like know nothing ahead of time, which I thought that clearly knew why we were there, but evidently not. So that was fun. Then the next Sunday morning, we go and do the same thing, just surprise both her grandparents on each side, respectively, in the morning. Then it just so happened her dad happened to be having like a pool party Saturday afternoon. So then we spent the rest of the day there. So it was like a lot that next couple days, but it was a whole engagement announcement tour, if you will. That's what I mean by that. Outside of that, I went to a Star Wars Unlimited pre-release event. I think I started to talk about that before the mouse thing happened.
The mouse!
That was awesome. That was very, very fun. I enjoyed that a lot. I pulled some pretty sweet cards. I got is that when I got the Hyperspace foil Maul? Yeah, I think so. And then I got Crate Dragon, which is cool. I got a Emperor Snoke. Oh, and then I also later I opened a booster box, so 24 packs, and I got a showcase leader card. I got a showcase of the female bounty hunter from Boba Fett. Oh my God,
Fennec Shan.
Yes, Fennec Shan, which is like they're going for like $300-ish on TCG Player, which is it's not about the money. It's about it's 1 in 4,000 cards. 4,600 something cards. So it's pretty sweet. For reference, it's 1 in every booster box. 1 in 12 booster boxes has a showcase card. And a booster box is 24 packs of 16 cards. So it's very, very rare.
So you know what I would be doing? Selling that motherfucking card and buying another booster box.
I could buy 2 for that price.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. I might get it. Taylor made a good point. She's like, why don't you just keep it? It's like, it's not worth like thousands. It's like $300. It's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, but
like,
hear me out. But if you can sell it and buy 2 booster boxes.
Yeah, but you don't get that. I mean, you'll probably get it back in the rares and legendaries and stuff, but it's like.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about getting all the cards so you can play the game. It's not about the value of that
card. Yeah, but even 2 booster boxes, I'm not getting all the rares and legendaries I want. You end up just buying them individually online if you're trying to do that. You know what I mean? Like if I just bought the legendaries and rares that I want to make a deck, it would be way cheaper than buying 2 booster boxes. But you don't get the pleasure of opening the boxes. But it's like, how many fucking commons can I have? I already finished 1,000 sleeve pack of card sleeves.
Yeah,
that's just the black ones without the clears, which all the bases and leaders I have in clear double clear sleeves. But so yeah, that's exciting. There was a draft at which store? One of the stores, either Tabletop Gaming Center or the Battle Standard on Sunday the 21st, which I did not go to because Taylor had like a family reunion, and it was also our 1-year anniversary of dating. So I didn't want. I had that day blocked off no matter what. But I will definitely next round of drafts. I enjoy those. Those are fun. You go in the 3-packs. Marcus, you should go to one of those nights. It's Sunday nights either Sunday during the day or Sunday night, depending on the place. But
so
no, you have hockey, so you can.
Yeah, so like Sunday day I could, but it just comes down to the time. It would be like it would just depend on what time hockey is.
Yeah, Sunday the Tabletop Gaming Center in Newington does it at 11 a.m. on Sunday. So if you get there by like 10, I mean you can get there whenever you want, but as long as it's before 11, you're good. But I like a little buffer to like go to the bathroom and
yeah, for sure,
settle in or whatever. But yeah, get there 10:30 and then you're leaving by like 3:30. So you're home by 4. I feel like that's not too bad. Leave at 10, home by 4. Go to your hockey for 6 or 7 or whatever.
Right.
Not a bad way to spend your Sunday. But yeah, I'm looking forward to drafts. And yeah, in other news, my new job is super duper busy. I am working. I feel it's salary, so it's not like overtime. I do get some overtime stuff too, but it's just a lot. It's a lot more. Excuse me, stuff to do. But it's good. I'm learning a lot. It is very interesting. It's like it feels like it's preparing me for higher up the chain of administration, which is good because that means more money. But it's a lot. Yeah, managing people, managing personalities, and nurses and doctors and all that fun stuff is on top of clinical research stuff and starting new studies and talking to pharmaceutical company people and dealing with people who aren't so good at their job, not from our company but from other ones. So it's fun. There's a lot. It's a lot of emails. Let me tell you. I get it now. Like the memes about people just like inboxes full. Like Outlook has a new thing. Well, it's new to me because I wasn't such a like email focused guy before, but the new version of Outlook, you can pin emails to the top. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'll just pin the ones that like I need to go back to. And it doesn't matter. Like the pinned emails stacked like 10, 12, whatever. And now it's like it defeats the purpose. I'm not getting a chance to go back to them. So it's, yeah. Anyways, I'm learning as I go. But in the gaming stuff, I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Unlimited. Usually I'll play on Taylor's iPad at bed, which is pretty sweet. And I honestly wanted to get an iPad for work anyways. Well, a tablet, and if I'm going to get a tablet, I'll get an iPad. But because I take a ton of handwritten notes, it'd be nice to have them like in a notes app where I can just like search the handwritten notes for things like that. So it's easier to keep yourself organized. It would be easier to do that. My boss does that. She has a and she's like, yeah, I used to just rip through tons of notepads and I had no way to like go back and reference them easily. You know, you got to remember which sheet of paper it was on. So I'd like to do that, and I can play Star Wars Unlimited on the iPad, which is pretty sweet.
You know, I am enjoying hearing that you're playing it on the iPad because, like, clearly you're not making it down into the basement to your computer.
Well,
right?
yeah, but I'm still doing something.
Yeah. No. But what I'm saying is that you're loving the card game. The fact that you can play it on an iPad is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I can play it on my phone too, but like everything's so tiny and you got to zoom in and out. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, but no, the iPad's pretty solid. I mean, it's not really optimized for an iPad. It's optimized for like a laptop, so like the scaling gets a little wonky, but it's close enough, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm enjoying that a lot. I'm sort of. I don't want to say I'm not gonna buy packs, but I'm probably not gonna buy a lot more card packs. I want to find like a deck that I'm like, okay, this is it, and then I'll like buy the cards for over time. And I'd love to play in like a legit tournament or like a store showdown, even if I know I'm not gonna like win per se, but I think that'd be fun.
I wonder if I'm thinking there's got to be leagues somewhere.
Well, not yet. They do like one-off. They do tournaments, like single-day tournaments.
Oh, they don't do leagues?
No, not. I mean, eventually there will be. Well, because no, they don't do leagues because you can change your deck list. So there's usually, the way I understand it, it's like tournaments, not like, series standings type of thing. But they do. I think they said after set 5 is when they're going to have like an actual national competitive tournament series, like Fantasy Flight Games or whatever company. Fantasy Flight Games is going to have a Star Wars Unlimited. Like they're going to have the Fantasy Flight hosted tournaments, not just more local store run ones.
Sure,
but it's interesting that it's cool that they have plans for 9 sets of cards already.
That's good. It shows the longevity of it. But
yeah.
What you said about, I'm not going to buy anymore. I think every card player of every game has always said that, and then they still buy packs.
Dude, it's fun. Like, it's 2 sets of fun. It's like, it's fun just opening the pack. It's like having a lottery ticket and like not knowing, like, you're going to get something, but you don't know how cool it's going to be or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I heard this quote as like attributed to some physicist or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but the story goes, this physicist always bought a lottery ticket every day. And one of his colleagues was like, "Hey, you're a physicist. You know the odds of that are you're never going to win the lottery." He's like, "Why do you bother wasting, your $2 on that?" He's like, "Yeah, if I have $2 in my pocket, I have $2. But I have this lottery ticket in my pocket every day. I have a dream." And it's like, all right, I get it. And granted, that's a dangerous sort of thought process to lead to gambling addiction. But if you do it once in a while, like, the sentiment's kind of nice. It's like, hey, could you spend the $5.99 on a pack of cards? And like, if you can afford the $5.99 and it's frivolous and fine, okay, good. Like, it's fun to do that. There's a fun side of it, just opening the packs. But then the flip side is once you have the cards, now you can play the game with them too, and that's pretty sweet also. But
so you're saying you're not going to stop buying packs?
Yes, that's correct. Ultimately.
Well,
I mean, eventually, yes. I mean, for the near future, no. But
like, here's the thing: if Nick walks into a store
and they have some, I'm going to buy a couple.
Yeah, you can buy 2. Are you going to walk in and buy another booster box? Probably not.
Yeah, no. Right. That's what I mean.
Like, when the next series comes out, will you buy a booster box? Yes.
Yeah, I'll buy the starter set. I'll buy a pre-release as long as I can get my hands on them, and then I'll buy a booster box, and then I'll kind of go from there.
Yeah.
See if I want to buy singles here and there or not or whatever. But
I'm really excited for this computer. So my old laptop was an Alienware, and the deck of the laptop is so soft and it's like amazing. And like my Asus top, like the where the keyboard is, it just feels awesome. And where like,
enjoy it now, because once the barbecue sauce and burger grease gets on there, sawdust,
man's sweat,
and other bodily substances I'm not going to get into, gets on the keys, that'll do it.
And I'm just going to shout out, playing with a controller for Elden Ring has made me enjoy playing with a controller again.
Okay. Well, speaking of controllers, we have some interesting things to talk about after the break. But first, Marcus, do we have any EIE news?
So Tuesday nights is mandatory fun night for Star Wars The Old Republic.
Whoa.
If you are playing Star Wars The Old Republic and in AIE, and if you're not, you can join the guild. They are doing stuff Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Friday nights. Stask is hosting a PvP night on Friday nights, I'm pretty sure, and I hope I didn't screw that up. But if it's all sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org. Whether or not you play Star Wars The Old Republic, Destiny 2, World of Warcraft, Throne and Liberty, or you just want to hang out and talk Elden Ring, the link is in the top right-hand corner of the page.
And we would love to have you. And with that, I got to pee as per usual, so we'll be right back.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
And we're back. So today we are getting into the rumor mill. We're going into scandals and tabloids. On the front page today, Marcus declares PlayStation the superior controller.
Not a chance.
Finally, he sees the truth.
I get it.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Brooklyn.
Who says that usually?
The Rock.
Let's keep it that way. All right, I'll go out of order on the notes here, but let's start with the least exciting first. Let's go with the Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2, originally rumored for a holiday 24 release. It's now expected to drop sometime in 2025. The Verge reports that March release date may be imminent, which would line up with the original Switch, but the reports and rumors say that it's going to be an 8-inch LCD display, which I find to be kind of odd considering they have the Switch OLED out currently. That's a lot nicer graphic, or a lot nicer display.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The Switch is using 2007 Android processing power. Like it's time for an upgrade. When you play on the Switch, it looks like you're playing from 2007. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of odd because it's like, okay, if for a handheld, sure, this is fine, I guess, but it's like, I don't know, like my phone is I get it, it's not as expensive as my phone, right? But it's hard to compete with a handheld that like looks so bad. You know what I mean? When like everyone has a phone in their pocket that looks so good.
But the only thing that I'll go with is there are not any other competing handhelds.
The Steam Deck?
Well, so, okay, I understand, but if you look at the size of the Steam Deck compared to the size of the Switch as far as a handheld, like, I'm talking, we had Game Boys and DSs and 3DSs and PlayStation Portables. Like, those were handhelds.
Well, yes.
But
like the Steam Deck is a handheld.
That was also 20 years ago.
Right, it was 20 years ago, but what I'm saying is I don't use the Switch as a handheld console. It stays docked. I can't use it as a handheld.
And that's what I was getting at. It's like, okay, fine. I can kind of get it for a handheld, but even that's not great. And then you use it docked and it's a regular console and that's terrible. You know what I mean? Like the graphics look terrible.
Yeah.
Like the games are fun, sure, but
the whole thing about it is that it's not that it's a bad system, it's just outdated.
Right.
And it's time for an upgrade. When you play it, you feel like you're playing a dated console.
Right.
Well, if you're playing a Nintendo first party game, they're building that game for the Switch. So it's going to be the most optimized product for that system. But when you play a game that is not a Nintendo first party, you can tell that the Switch is old.
Yeah. Like I bet you if you play like Castlevania on it or something, it's like not running quite right. Well, it's an old game, but you know, like a newer game.
Yes,
ported
I
to
get
the
it.
Switch.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, if these rumors hold any water, and this last line is accurate, I don't think it's going to be that much of an upgrade. I mean, it says that it's the visuals and performance on par with PS4 and Xbox One. I'm not going back to a PS4 console. Like, why not the PS4 Pro?
Right.
But maybe, well, what I'll say is the PS4 looks good. If they come out with a Nintendo Switch that looks like a PS4, I'm going to be happy.
Well, they figured out how to make Horizon.
PS4
Hold on.
for cheaper.
But dude, but when you played Wii Sports, dude, you weren't playing it because of the graphical quality. You were playing it because it's Wii Sports and you were having fun with your friends. The point I'm trying to make is it's time for an upgrade. I agree. I wish they would come out with the Switch that would be like the Steam Deck quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously, they're trying to keep it in a price point that is appealing to parents to be able to buy for their 7-year-old kids.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of the best things that the Nintendo Switch came out with is what was the small one called? It was
Lite?
Switch Lite. Do you know how many parents bought that for their kids? Because it was $200 and the kids loved it. it doesn't dock, but those kids aren't docking their systems.
No, I agree.
They're plugging it into their wall and playing a handheld.
Yeah. I will say also, as an aside, having the charging port on the bottom sucks. Because like an iPad's the same way. Because I want to use it resting on my belly in bed, and you can't when it's charging. The charging port should be on the top. I'm just saying.
I agree. Because I played Knights of the Old Republic on my iPad, and when it had to charge, it sucked.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
But back to the Switch.
I've done the same thing with the Switch, though. It's like it's just in the way. Put it on the top.
So what I'll say is it's time for the Switch to get an upgrade. Now, if they come out and it's looking like last gen games of the PS4, I'll be happy. If it looks like first gen games of the PS4, I'll be happy. Because it's going to look like a more current gen game.
Yeah.
And their price point, I don't know if they actually said it, but I'm guessing their price point is going to be in the $250 to $300 range.
No. Because even the Switch was $350 when it came out.
No.
I'm
No,
still
it
gonna
wasn't.
say that
Yeah, it
even
was.
still, the PS4 is still going to be cheaper. If you're talking about graphical quality, which Marcus, you have said many times, you're a graphical whore.
I am.
So for graphical quality, if we're talking now, are we talking original PS4, like first generation PS4 graphics? Because those were not the best. Now at the time they were good, but if we're talking later PS4, not to PS4 Pro, again, these are all rumors, so we don't know. But if we're talking last generation PS4, then maybe the graphics will be okay. But if it is first generation, it's not an upgrade.
Right. Well, to tell Nick, the Switch released at $299.
Yeah, and the Switch OLED is $350. So the Switch. Oh, Amber Alert. Or at least that's what that sound means in
Massachusetts.
around these parts. Rayu's having all kinds of audio problems today.
Dude, is his audio fucked?
No, I paused it because it was going off.
Yeah.
And it's like, those things just go on and on for a good little bit. So I was just like, well, hang on, y'all keep talking.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm guessing it's going to be at the same price point. I can't, if they release the Switch and it's $400, I am not paying $400 for that.
Yeah.
Because I will pay. Huh?
I kind of expect it to be, honestly.
Yeah. But again, why would I spend $400 on that when you can buy a Steam Deck for $400?
Yeah.
I'm just being real.
Because Nintendo first party games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm at a point now. Honestly, I'm at a point now where I don't buy a game unless it's on Steam.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't I played X Defiant, but I played it twice. You know what I mean? Because I don't open that launcher.
I get it. If it's not Steam, you don't open it. I understand. So we also have some PlayStation 5/PlayStation 6 rumors. I'll start with PlayStation 6. The rumors are PlayStation 6 is likely still 4 years away. So in the meantime, Sony is focusing on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So they're going to have like a mid sort of console generation upgrade to hold people over, which is pretty sweet. The system is rumored to have up to 45% faster CPU, and may include a feature called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is a tool that may help smooth frame rates and improve image quality.
Well, so I feel really strongly about this. I think that it is a good idea for a console to release an upgraded version throughout its life cycle.
Yeah,
the problem is the first half of this life cycle, they did not release enough consoles for people to purchase.
Yeah.
They artificially locked the doors and didn't make enough of them, knowing that it would create a demand.
Yeah.
Like the Switch did, but they held on to it for way too long.
Agreed.
And because of that, like I'll use myself. We finally got a PlayStation 5 last Christmas. You know what I mean? And that's 3 years into the cycle. I mean, they're still making PlayStation 4 games. So this system hasn't even gone through its cycle yet because they're still making PlayStation 4 games.
Are they really? I haven't heard of them, but I haven't been following super close.
There are still a lot of games and game developers that are making things available on PS4 because of the issues with the PS5s. So
I mean, it makes sense if you're just trying to hit the widest audience possible, and it's a feasible amount of work for you. Why not do that?
I mean, here's the thing: is like I have Minecraft for the PlayStation, but there's no PlayStation 5 version of Minecraft. It's a PlayStation 4 version.
Right.
You know, there's games that
Minecraft too. It's like, okay, how much better is it? It's not gonna.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you have Minecraft on the PlayStation, the Xbox, and you have it on the PC, it is very different. Like I turn on ray tracing in Minecraft, it looks amazing.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like that art style.
Well, sure, yeah.
Maximizing those features,
but
or not even close. So it's not that big of a deal. Is my point.
I do like the PlayStation 5 Pro idea. I think it brings the graphics up. You know what I mean? Because when a console releases, it's kind of on par with a computer, but then over time, a computer blows it out of the water.
Yeah, agreed. In the world of Microsoft, Sony and Nintendo's consoles only exist through reports and rumors, but the spicy details of the next Xbox release is a little bit more concrete because of the FTC, Federal Trade Commission trial. So documents get unredacted and released to the public through that process. So apparently, a leaked image of a device codenamed Brooklyn is gonna change the design. It's gonna be spherical, like a tall can, instead of a rectangular prism like it is now. It seems like it's a mid console generation upgrade as well, sporting 2 terabytes of storage, which is sweet. Like finally, a new controller, improved power options, and a $500 price tag. But at least that was the original rumor. Apparently, the most recent leaks are suggesting that something more like a white Xbox Series X. That's a little bit, that's getting rid of the disk drive option on the X. So maybe a slightly more budgeted version or pared down version of the Series X. I feel like probably both are true, but they're apparently rumored to be coming out by the holiday season this year. So stay tuned for details there.
So I have an Xbox Series S for upstairs.
Yep.
And the console runs fine, but it's not great.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's not
just
great.
Okay.
It's just okay. If you're looking for a budget and that's it, it's fine. But anything else,
you got to go up.
The thing is nowadays where you can buy a budget gaming PC for like $500 to $600 and be able to play the same quality as a PlayStation 5, you should buy a PC.
Yeah,
like, yes, you're gonna
have,
you can upgrade over time.
Yeah.
Like buy a weak GPU, but buy a good processor, and you can have yourself a nice PC.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with this Xbox. I just think they're both keeping up with the Joneses. Like if they don't come out with the new upgraded system, Sony will, and they're gonna keep selling more. You know what I mean?
Right.
The thing for me is I wish Microsoft would stop. I'm going to say direct console. Just come out with an Xbox PC.
Yeah.
Just make it a computer and sell it to people.
Yeah, they have prefab computers.
Because
why not?
I'll be honest, because I own a PC, why would I buy an Xbox? I mean, I have one and it's for my son, but why would I ever buy it when I can buy any Microsoft game that releases day one on the PC?
Yeah.
There's no Xbox only exclusive.
Yeah,
Because
I don't see why buying an Xbox at all.
If you have a PC, especially, I completely get it. And and unless it adds something to your PC experience, like this next product that we're going to talk about, the Steam Deck 2. So the Steam Deck lets you play all your PC games in a handheld version, and now that makes a lot more sense to me to buy if you have a PC. So on top of our article reads, on top of those 3 big system launches, there's a lot currently happening in the handheld PC space. First up, there's the Steam Deck. Well, the device got an excellent OLED upgrade last year. Valve has stated it plans to release a true second-generation follow-up down the line without no details currently, but and not this holiday season, but sometime in the next couple of years for the next Steam Deck 2, and that makes sense to me.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Steam Deck. So Dr. Gameology has one. He loves it.
Yeah.
Like, he eats this shit up. So, now, granted, you can buy one for $350. It's their oldest version. It's a 64 gig LCD screen, right? Okay. Granted, you can't put any game on that. Well, I could put Elden Ring, I think. Oh, no, Elden Ring is 50 gigs. So, oh, no, you could. I could put Elden Ring on that game, that system only, right? Yeah. But you can buy an SD card and you boost the
memory.
Memory, thank you. I mean, you can buy a 512 for $449, right?
Yep.
But they have the new ones where they're 256 LCD for $400, 512 gig OLED for $549, or you can buy their big boy is $649 for a 1 terabyte OLED. Each one comes with a better power, like a battery option. The OLEDs obviously come with the best. The OLEDs have a 90 hertz refresh rate, where the others have 60 hertz. So the thing I'm trying to say is I'm going to go back to our discussion about the Switch. If you're buying a system for your kid, and you're not worried about the, what do I want to say?
Like the graphics?
No. You're not worried about the first party games. Steam has a bigger library of games than Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
My buddy's got a Steam Deck, and I've played on it, seen him play on it, and again, I'm just not really a big handheld person. For me, I like what Steam or what Valve has done with the handheld, so I can take the games that I have on my PC with me. But I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the games I have on my PC require internet connection, because that's why I have a PC. For me, I do single players. I have the other consoles and stuff like that. I don't really play single players on my PC that much.
Well, just to on the Steam Deck, they all have Wi-Fi.
That's nice.
Okay, that's fair.
So basically, the Steam Deck has, you can play. They say you can play every single game that's on Steam on the Steam Deck, which I don't know how that's possible. How can you play SWTOR on the Steam Deck?
Yeah, I was gonna say I call BS on that.
Well, they say people have.
I don't know how that works.
That's got to be an experience.
All right, but back to the Steam Deck. I don't know. While the device got an excellent OLED upgrade last year, Valve has stated that it plans to release a true second-generation follow-up down the line. There are no details what it will entail. I'm guessing better processor, better video card. Like, hey, we came out with this. It's pretty good. Let's make it awesome.
Yeah.
I'd think if I had one of those, I would fucking take it to work. And, like, I would play on my lunch.
See, I don't know. I play the card game on my lunch sometimes, and it's like not enough. You get like 20 minutes of gaming, and it's like, It's like just I want like the hour of gaming.
Well, yeah, but if that's all, like for me, if I can jump on my noble steed in Elden Ring and go explore for a little while,
No, I get it.
you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm in a part of the game where the exploration isn't great because you're in a city and there's no graces and you just die.
Yeah.
But anyway. The next one is the Republic of Gaming. It's Asus Ally 2. It's basically a Steam Deck, but it's mostly like I think this one focuses on streaming.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just another.
I'm not gonna lie. These next two, this one and the one after, are the ones that really have me interested the most, because there was a product called Google Stadia that, Google Stadia, I want to say kind of opened the gates to cloud-based gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a Stadia, I had a subscription with it, and I loved it. I had a good time, and I understood what it was, and a lot of people didn't like it. And I don't know if it's because they didn't understand you need a stable internet connection to play that.
Yeah, I think they might have underestimated how many people don't have a stable internet connection.
Right.
Like that.
So that's why these two consoles, I'm like, okay, they're cloud-based handheld games, essentially.
Mhm.
So I'm like, how are these going to perform when Google Stadia had these same issues? I don't know if it's better or worse. I mean, ultimately, Stadia shut down because of it.
I think it costs a lot to run, right? I actually know a lot about the cloud gaming because I actually do a lot of it. So I have Game Pass on the Xbox, and we do cloud stream games. If you're playing a single player game, it's flawless.
Okay.
But cloud gaming isn't for a multiplayer experience yet. Maybe once everybody has 1 or 2 or 3 gig internet, it'll be different. But it's not there yet.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's hard because I feel like a lot of
But when
like the budget market is a lot of kids that are playing online, or like kids that are younger folks, like playing Fortnite or Roblox or something. It's a little bit more online, and so to do that, you can't really use something like that.
So when I ripped my bicep off my arms, I bought one of those backbone controllers.
Yeah,
You guys know what that is?
it hooks onto your phone.
Yeah, Rhaiu, you don't Google that shit. They just came out with the backbone for the PlayStation PlayStation controller. So it's pretty awesome. It uses cloud-based gaming only. I laid in my bed and played Mortal Kombat for hours on that.
I know what this is. Okay.
Yeah, I have one, and it's pretty awesome. Just being honest, it's pretty fun. I tried to play Destiny on it. It was awful. Like it wasn't great. But when I played Minecraft Dungeons, I played the fuck out of Minecraft Dungeons, and it was great because you're playing a single player game and it doesn't really matter. It was Minecraft Diablo.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like if you're more into like the single player type games, you can run this route. If you want to do multiplayer experiences, don't touch it.
Yeah, but really, truly, if you're playing multiplayer, I wouldn't be playing a multiplayer game on a handheld. Unless it's Mario Kart.
Yeah. I love Mario Kart. Speaking of which, this next one looks like it's got Joy-Cons. It's the Legion Go 2. What's this from? Lenovo's Legion Go might get a follow-up too. I didn't know Lenovo even made one of those.
I don't know anything about it. Looks like it plays on an iPad with a Joy-Con.
Yeah.
And a Wiimote.
Right.
Jeez.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't got a whole lot of news on that one, but that is interesting as well.
If you're curious what the idea of this looks like, just take your Switch, break off the controllers, and use the kickstand for it.
That is the Legion Go 2. Legion Go original, and then
I'm not gonna lie, when I would use my Switch, I'd bring my Switch Pro controller, and I would use the kickstand, and I would play it on my lunch. I would lean it up on the desk and just jam.
See, that's not bad.
That's a good way for like mobile gaming. That's a really cool thing with it. That controller that looks like it's like the old flight simulator thing, I don't know
The
about that.
Wiimote?
I wouldn't be
The
bringing that
Wiimote?
thing.
Looks like a Wiimote.
Looks like a Wiimote to you?
Yeah.
I mean, a
Anyway.
little bit on the right, yeah. But
Okay.
I'll be interested to see how this pans out over the course of the next couple months and year. So, you guys ready? It's time for
working class questions.
Working Class Questions.
Working class questions.
I'll start off. A-Trax, dude, I'm over his name. Like it's been there for months. Like it started off as Destiny Sucks, fine. Like I thought it was funny, and then he had TFD Rocks, Destiny Sucks. But it's just like, all right, let's come up with a new name. Like I'm
down with the trolling, but just refresh the flavor.
yes, yeah, it just needs an update. Anyways,
Oh,
he says, why do you have to waste money on an Apple device in order to make an Apple account? You don't. You can go and create an Apple ID right now.
yeah. I don't understand what the issue is.
Yeah, skate better, A-Trax.
I can't read the next question.
All right, JPC. It sounds like Jacob, the used to be most eligible bachelor. Former. Will Nick ever be able to beat Jacob at Star Wars The Ultimate Unlimited? Yes.
He already did, fucker. No, so I forgot about this. Jacob, it's a repressed memory. Jacob, Taylor and I hung out with Jacob and Alexi. When was that? Oh, Monday this week. We got dinner and they came over to the house after, and of course I showed him the game. And Jacob fucking loves games with strategy and shit like that, and like min-maxing stuff in his head. So I pull out the starter decks. Well, I was like, oh, so I have two. I have both set 1 and set 2 starter decks, so 4 decks total. So I was like, oh, pick whoever you want from. You got Luke, Vader, Mando, and Moff Gideon. So he picks Luke, and I was like, all right. And I tell the girls, hey, pick who you want me to play as. They pick Mando. I'm like, okay, that's a terrible matchup because mechanically speaking. So I lose. The girls are also sitting at the same table next to us talking over, what is that? Why do you put the card sideways? Well, that's stupid. Mostly Taylor. So then I'm a little distracted. Not an excuse. I still lost. And by a good amount. I didn't it wasn't a blowout, but I lost I probably did 12 damage to his base when he hit the 30 for mine. Then I'm like, all right, some shit talking ensues. Taylor's like, you lost. You play all that time spending the game. You lost. I was like, all right, let me play as Vader. She's like, if you lose this one, we're breaking up. You can have your ring back. And of course she's kidding, but it's, talking shit. It's funny as hell. So we play, and it's much, much more heated. Back and forth, doing really good. I missed one. I don't know what happened, but I ended up losing by literally 1 point. It was 29-30 when he just happened to beat me. So I was like, fuck. So now, of course, his first 2 games Jacob ever played, he won. So that's the trolling from Jacob there. But credit where credit's due. He's very inherently good at games like that, and also good at Star Wars Unlimited. So I'm hoping to slowly drag him into being interested in it, and so then we can go to a tournament or something. But more friends playing the card game, more better. But also I can play against him and get better myself. So Feta asks, with recent ports to PC, do you think that we're heading towards a universal gaming platform, or do you think there will always be a console war? Will we eventually not have a PlayStation/Xbox, and will it be a gaming PC that everyone uses for games?
No. And the reason why, Microsoft will never let that happen. Sony will never let that happen.
Yeah. Nintendo.
Valve will never let that happen.
Yeah, they want their own products.
Well, okay. If I'm reading this right, I think eventually there will no longer be an Xbox.
That I can envision. But I feel like the Xbox is purely just to take sales away from PlayStation.
Here's the thing. You can buy a Samsung or an LG TV and it comes with the Xbox app on it, and you can play any game you want and download it to your TV.
I saw they were selling bundles of It was just an Amazon Fire Stick, an Xbox controller, and a subscription to Game Pass.
Yes. So my point is, I think Xbox will be the first to let it go. I think Sony's in a really tough spot as time goes on because eventually they're going to lose. And what I mean by that is people are going to say, why are we going to keep buying a PlayStation console when we could just buy a PC? And with them releasing the games to PC, people are patient. People are willing to wait for Ghost of Tsushima to come out on PC rather than buy a console for it.
The only thing that I can counter with that is the dedicated fan base to all things sporting gaming. Because Madden and college football will never touch PC.
That's true. FIFA too.
Madden, you can get Madden on the PC.
Yeah, but that's not like the player base.
It's not the player base
is on.
And you can't get
I see
college
what you're
football. You can't get college football on PC.
Yeah.
Brand new game, 10 years. Nope, only on consoles.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
It's interesting.
I do think there won't be an Xbox. Go ahead.
I agree with that. Microsoft doesn't need it anymore. I mean, as big as they are as a PC company, and then especially with the focus that they're driving towards Game Pass, because I mean, Game Pass prices just went up, and they would much rather have a subscription-based service that people have to continue to dump money into than buy a console, buy the game, and be done with it.
I've been enjoying Game Pass a lot with my son because he will play a game, try it, and try the next one. Like right now, we're playing the Bluey video game, and believe it or not, it's actually pretty fun. And
right.
he can play it alone and doesn't ask me to help him.
That's sweet.
Good.
That to me is a good game. Like we were playing Hot Wheels Unleashed, and like it's harder for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he does okay at Mario Kart, but like the Bluey game is like perfect pace for him. It's great. And believe it or not, it looks really good for a cartoony game.
Sweet.
So Scarlett asks, Nick, did you ever find the mouse you were looking for?
It's actually no. So, well, kind of. So I'll tell the mouse story. So what happened? Mouse occurred. Obviously, you heard. If you listened to that episode.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And then, so the mouse. So we found it. Callie has a lot of toys. So like plushy dog toys. So we had a big old wicker basket to the right of the fireplace, in like the corner of the room, and then next to it there was like a loose pile of toys. Also, it was like I'm talking like 100+ toys, on the ground. Well, Taylor saw the mouse run like from the doorway ish across the fireplace and like kind of at her in front of the toys roughly. She freaked out, came and got me. Whatever. Then we're there. I barricade off the living room. Search under things. Realize okay, last place we looked is in this toy pile of toys. So I poke it with the stick end of the broom. Sure enough, mouse is in there, comes sprinting out, legs flying all over the place like Bambi on ice, skidding on the hardwood. It runs towards the front door that's wide open, stops in front of the front door. I go to like poke check it with the broom, bristle end now at this point, to like smoosh it outside. And it goes, nope, goes to the radiator and fucking grabs onto the pole for the radiator and goes, wow, 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 like Mario down a tube, goes right through the floorboards.
Nice.
And so we're like, fuck. Now it's in the floorboards or the basement. So then Taylor and I spent the next hour taking painter's tape and taping all, because it's the summer, we're not using the radiators anyways, all of the fucking tennis ball size holes these idiots that owned the house before us cut in the hardwood flooring to just like make it not able to come up. Granted, you couldn't chew through the painter's tape, clearly, yes. But like just trying to then we can at least see if it came up or not. So sealed all the holes, sealed all the plumbing holes, kind of, so you could like sleep with peace of mind, knowing, all right, it's not upstairs. went and bought new traps and everything. So the next day, I'm in the basement the next morning actually, switching the load of laundry over. And I turn around and I see a mouse just fucking sitting on the ground in the doorway and I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like,
mocking you.
I'm like, no coffee, like eyes blurry still, like not even awake all the way. And I'm just like staring there thinking about like that scene in Jurassic Park. If you don't move, it can't see you. And I'm like, oh shit. And I just stood there for probably like 2 minutes. And then I like slowly moved. I'm like, okay. It's not moving. It's not reacting to me. So I like grab my phone, take a quick photo. I'm like, okay. How can I like either kill or apprehend this thing? I'm like, all right, I got nothing around me. Like, first of all, I don't want to kill it if I can, because that's like terrible. I want to bash it with a hammer or something.
Fuck yeah.
I'm trying to get it. Well, I have nothing around me.
Okay.
And it's sitting on I'm by the laundry, and I'm sitting on like the cardboard we have underneath the mini fridge to like slide the mini fridge around. And so I end up we had a Tupperware container full of dryer sheets. So I take that, and I had the door like from the utility room where the washer dryer is in front of me and the mouse. Like, okay, maybe it doesn't like notice that it's like a big human shape yet. So I just slowly, like the fucking board game mousetrap, lowered the Tupperware, and eventually just like dropped it and slammed it on there. So it was like in the Tupperware, and then I called Taylor's like, hey, I caught a mouse. And then I cut the cardboard out from underneath it and made like a lid, and I just carried outside to the vacant lot next to us. But the problem with that is that mouse was way smaller than the one we saw in the living room. So that was not the same mouse. And we never found the same mouse. But we've also never seen mouse droppings or anything yet. And we also bought a bunch of traps and a bunch of mouse repellent shit that we spread around. So we think the theory is the mouse left, because the mouse got in somewhere and it might have left. We're pretty sure it left. And there wasn't like a lot of droppings or anything, even in the toys. It was like 2. So it's not like we didn't find a nest. It's either in the floorboards and we haven't seen it, or, it left. So I'm hoping the mouse left. And there was no mice actually harmed, because there's nothing in the traps either. And we did not use poison, just peanut butter. But yeah, so that's that.
Atrax asks, will there be other features from the cast of Bear in the Big Blue House in future episodes?
Bear in the... Oh, like the... What is that referencing? Bear?
Dude, it's Tutter from Bear in the Big Blue House.
Tutter?
Sweet Jesus.
I know that show.
Okay,
I don't.
How do you have a kid and not know Bear in the Big Blue House?
Dude, my
All
kids.
Right. So Tutter is the mouse in Bear in the Big Blue House.
Oh, got it.
Join the Discord. There were Feta sent a GIF of Tutter, and if you listen to that
I didn't know
episode,
that's what his name
I
was.
was dying.
Got it.
I couldn't breathe when he posted that, and then I started doing the voice of Tutter.
Bear.
Bear.
I got it now. Yeah.
That was funny.
Oh, that is hilarious. Wargus says, the zombie apocalypse has begun. You have an SUV and a baseball bat. Where are you going first?
I think Marcus and I's answer is probably the same. I think I'm going to, it depends on who's with me, because it's first step, gather family, right? It's like, get Taylor with me, and then I'm going to my parents' house to grab them and add to the arsenal. I know they have supplies there too. And then after that, I'm going to try to link up with Marcus in where he's about to say he's going to go, I think.
It's because I have fucking the food that can last forever.
Well, you have that too, but no, you have a friend who has a compound.
Yeah. Yes, we're good.
Yeah.
Mine would be,
in the middle of nowhere on a hill.
Yeah, mine would be go to my friend's house, and if that wasn't an option, I would drive to Vermont.
Yeah, that's fair. Somewhere not populated.
Right.
New Hampshire, also a decent option.
Too many, yeah.
Okay. No, I would go to Wisconsin. Grab my wife and daughter, nope, not gonna worry about the rest of the family. I got the two most important, and then I'm going straight
That's
to
what I mean.
Wisconsin.
Get the close circle and then
Get out.
get out of here.
I'd go to Wisconsin. A couple of the guys I grew up gaming with, believe it or not, Call of Duty Zombies. We've always had that asked each other that question. If this happens, nope, first here, because if there's anyone that's gonna be ready for this, it's us.
That's true. Yeah. And Morgus also asks, so is the sea salty because the shore never waves back?
Yes.
I think that's a good question. I think that's a great question. The answer is yes. Last question is from Marcus. What is your favorite summer food? I'm going to go with hot dogs.
Barbecue.
Great call. Didn't
Yeah,
think of that.
but can I, since it's my question, can you be a little more specific? Because barbecue could be brisket, ribs, chicken, anything.
No,
Pulled pork.
okay, you're right.
Shoulder.
I forgot.
Are you smoked deviled eggs? Like, what are we talking
Like,
about?
yeah.
Again, this is a cultural difference. In the South, when you say barbecue, everyone knows you're talking about pulled pork. But in the North, you have to specify
Pulled pork is just barbecue?
yeah.
I would have never. That's not
whenever-
even my top 3 choices for what I would consider barbecue.
If you come down to the South and you go to a place that says, "Oh, we serve barbecue,"
it's pulled pork.
it's pulled pork barbecue.
I mean, I'm fine. I just
Yeah.
that's not even like barbecue is like the
That
general
doesn't even
term for any of
compute
the
in
meats.
my head. Yeah. Like, yeah. Barbecue means what kind of meats are we cooking?
No, just
Yeah, but-
barbecue.
We're
Barbecue, well,
barbecuing.
barbecue is obviously the party.
I got
backyard party thing.
bronchitis.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you just Google the letters BBQ, you're gonna see a pig. So that's
Well, I
why
mean-
it's just generalized barbecue.
No, I get it, I guess, but yeah, up here that's not how we talk about things around these parts.
Because I mean, it's like there's chicken. Like, why are we
You can do
having
barbecue chicken,
But okay, so but
brisket.
what is
You can do like different types of beef.
Is your
barbecue,
version of
beef ribs,
barbecue
pork ribs.
chicken like chicken on a grill with barbecue sauce?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's just
But-
grilled chicken.
That's
Yes.
not grilled chicken.
That's just
But if-
grilled chicken. That's all it is.
Or it's like smoked chicken that's then pulled similar
Yes.
to pulled pork. Like
It's
barbecue.
just
It
chicken.
depends. It can be grilled. It can be smoked.
Yeah, like what
Like
the
bar-
fuck?
Like
Fucking
barbecue
guy.
is an enormous range of things and
Yes.
cooking techniques. And I realize that is not the case for you're from. Just saying that's our sad view on barbecue.
Man, I would pay to have just a camera crew follow y'all around when you come to the South and just see the culture
I've been.
shock.
Oh, I've been. Not all of the South. I've been to Florida and Texas, but
No. You got okay. Florida doesn't count. We don't count. Florida.
No,
Texas
no.
we count, but we don't count Florida.
Austin had some fucking outstanding food, I will say. That was excellent. I had some
Ugh.
brisket in Austin. I had a bunch of brisket in Austin, more
See,
specifically.
brisket's good. See, okay, so again with the barbecue and the brisket, like we don't say barbecue brisket. It's just you want brisket or not.
Well, that
We
was
just
brisket.
say barbecue.
Well, that's all barbecue to us.
Yeah,
That's
it's all barbecue.
brisket, like beef ribs, pork
Hey,
ribs,
hey.
pulled pork.
So I'm gonna
If
give
it's
an example.
smoked with like
Hey,
barbecue style sauce. That's barbecue to New England.
I'm gonna try something out real
all
quick.
barbecue, and
Hey.
we call the backyard cookout a barbecue.
What?
Right.
Everything's barbecue. That's a barbecue. We're having a barbecue this weekend. Come on down.
Hey
That's
Nick.
what we say.
Hey Nick.
Yeah.
I'm having a barbecue this weekend. You want to come?
Yeah, sure. What can I bring?
No, I was hoping you were going to say, "Oh, what are we having?"
Oh,
for
sorry.
barbecue?
What are we having?
Oh, I'm actually going to make brisket and ribs.
Fantastic. That sounds great. I'll do some barbecue baked beans also.
Perfect.
It's just baked beans. There's no barbecue baked beans.
They are when you add barbecue sauce to them
Why are we adding barbecue sauce to baked beans?
because it makes them fucking awesome.
Oh, are you
It's just
kidding?
baked beans. You don't need to add barbecue sauce.
Wait a minute. You've never had like how about like doing like sauteed onions and like ground hamburger in the baked beans with the barbecue sauce? I call
You're
it cowboy.
overcomplicating baked beans.
No, those are cowboy beans and they're epic. And how dare you?
What is wrong with you, Rhaiu?
What is wrong with you?
Dude,
I'm not saying your barbecue's wrong. I'm just saying we call it different stuff. That's all.
What you just described, we can call a cookout.
That's fine.
Oh, we're
We call
having
it
a
a
cookout
barbecue.
this weekend. But that's the thing, is if someone says, hey, we're having a barbecue, it's barbecue pulled pork. Oh, I'm having a cookout. Cookout is typically hamburgers, hot dogs, and chicken.
Yeah, that's what we call it, a barbecue. It's really rare that somebody has people over and the main dish is pulled pork.
That's so sad.
I mean, it sounds good. I like that too. I'm just saying. It's just different. And you know,
All right. So, Nick, what's your favorite? Oh, no, you said hot dogs.
yeah, I like to eat them in one bite.
And Ray uses pulled pork barbecue.
Yeah. What did you say your favorite was, Marcus?
I haven't said yet. So I have two.
Okay.
One is pineapple.
Okay.
Like I can eat a whole fucking pineapple in the summer and it's a lovely.
Okay.
The other thing that I fucking love
Yeah.
in the summer, like love scallops. I fucking love seared scallops in the summer. I fucking love it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't have any funny jokes for that, but I will say it makes a lot of sense that considering Rhaiu's lifestyle, that his favorite food is
Fucking barbecue. I love barbecue too, but barbecue is not pulled pork. Pulled pork is pulled pork.
Did you Google what BBQ and you saw a picture of a fucking
Yeah.
pig?
But hold on. Here, the problem is that around these parts, when you're talking about pulling pork, you're talking about things that are going to make Marcus's laptop's keyboard
Okay.
a little sticky now.
All right. So listen. I'm just going to go through this.
That would have been a great way to end the episode, by the way. Click after that. That was funny. Marcus had to keep yapping. Probably didn't even hear what I just said.
I did hear what you said, but when I Googled barbecue, okay.
Oh, God. Here we go.
No. And I went to images. The first thing is a mixture of stuff on a grill. Second is steak. Third is steak. Fourth is ribs. Fourth is a cookout, corn on the cob and all the stuff. Fifth one is burgers on the grill. Sixth one is chicken. I don't even see pulled pork on this fucking. No.
That's because these images are run by Yankees.
Listen, just because you're a fucking belt buckle wearing country fucking bumpkin doesn't mean pulled pork is barbecue.
Yes, it does.
Well, pulled pork is barbecue, but it's not the only thing that is barbecue. And you know what? I want all of you to hop in the Discord in the show link in the show notes below and tell us what you think about pulled pork versus barbecue. I'll make a whole channel for it in the Discord.
Well, listen, this discussion is not fucking over. I'm actually fucking heated about this. Okay? Like, this motherfucker's got me all cranked up thinking barbecue is pulled pork. What fucking guy thinks that?
Who the fuck calls barbecue pulled pork? It's just barbecue.
I don't get it. Well, to be continued. Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.